Picture this. An illustrative scenario: a 6'8" retired school principal, still gardens every morning, suddenly grabs the stair rail after one shaky step. 3 words explain it. Leg strength fades quietly. Tonight, I'll show you the 5 exercises that help rebuild it safely, and why these matter more than most people realize. You notice it in small moments. First, you get up from the couch and you need one extra push. You step off a curb and your legs feel hesitant. You climb stairs and one side seems slower than the other. Nothing dramatic, just different, and not in a good way. It's completely reasonable to wonder about this. Most people over 60 do. Picture this illustrative scenario. Someone in their late 60s, retired school teacher, still walks the dog every morning, still loves weekend yard work, still wants to travel, starts avoiding stairs. Not because of pain alone, but because the legs don't feel steady anymore. That quiet loss of trust in your own legs matters. I'm Jason Ford. On this channel, I review published research on senior health, the part a 15-minute appointment often doesn't have time to unpack. Before we get into it, drop 2 things in the comments: your age and the city or state you're watching from. I read every comment on this channel. It changes how I record these videos. Take 5 seconds, drop it below. I'll wait. Here's the mistake a lot of people make. They think leg weakness is one problem. It isn't. It's usually 3. First, there's strength. Can your muscles push you up, lower you down, and catch you when you shift your weight? Second, there's balance. Can your body stay organized when one foot is doing more work than the other? Third, there's confidence. And that one gets overlooked a lot. Because once you stop trusting your legs, you move less. You walk less, you climb less, you challenge yourself less, then your body adapts to that smaller life. That's the trap. And no, this doesn't mean your body is done. It means your body is responding to what you ask of it, or what you stopped asking of it. The good news, that works both ways. The National Institute on Aging says older adults benefit from 4 types of activity: endurance, strength, balance, and flexibility. Not 1. 4. And that matters, because strong legs without balance can still feel shaky. Balance without leg strength can still fail under load. You need both, together. But here's the part many people never hear. You do not need 20 exercises. You do not need fancy machines. You do not need a gym full of equipment. You need the right patterns, done well, and done often enough. That's what we're building today. Think of your legs like the support posts under a porch. If the posts stay strong, the whole structure feels steady. If the posts weaken, the porch may still stand. But every step feels less certain. That's your body after 60. The U.S. Physical Activity Guidelines for Americans, 2nd edition, released in 2018. And the CDC guidance for older adults say the same basic thing. Adults 65 and older should aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate activity each week, at least 2 days of muscle strengthening work, and added balance activity. That's not a bodybuilding plan. That's a stay independent plan. And the word I want you to notice is this: strengthen. Because walking is good, very good. But walking alone doesn't always give your leg muscles enough challenge to get stronger. It helps endurance, it helps circulation, it helps mood. But if getting out of a chair is hard, you need to practice getting out of a chair. Specificity matters. In 2010, a major review in Aging Research Reviews looked at 47 trials involving 1,079 older adults. The conclusion was clear. Resistance exercise improved strength in older adults, including lower body strength. The review reported average gains in leg press strength of 29% and knee extension strength of 33%. That's not magic. That's muscle responding to work. And muscle is only part of the story. Your brain and nervous system have to trust the signal too. They need repetition. They need clean movement. They need your ankles, knees, hips, and trunk all talking to each other. That's why some of the best leg exercises after 60 look almost too simple. Simple works. In 2019, E.G. Fujita and colleagues published a study in Experimental Gerontology on repeated sit-to-stand exercise in physically frail older adults, ages 75 to 88. After 12 weeks, their knee extensor strength improved, and the muscular effort needed to lower and raise the body went down. Read that again? The movement got stronger, and the effort cost dropped. That's what you want. You don't just want to force your body through life. You want life to feel easier. Now, if you're thinking, fine, but which exercises matter most? Here's where the video turns. I narrowed this to 5 by using one simple filter. Each move has to help with daily life. Standing up, climbing, stepping, catching balance, staying independent. If a movement doesn't transfer to real life, it doesn't make this list. And yes, some of these overlap. That's the point. Your body doesn't live in separate boxes. Your quads help, your calves help, your hips help, your trunk helps. The body works as a team. Mayo Clinic gives practical balance examples like standing on one foot, standing up from a chair without using your hands, and walking heel to toe. Harvard Health, in 2026, highlighted sit-to-stands, heel raises, glute work, and single-leg stands as core lower body basics for older adults. Notice the pattern. These are not flashy, they're functional. That's why they last. If this is useful so far, hit subscribe. I do one of these every week, and I build them from published sources, not hype. Now let's get to the 5. Number 5. Glute sets. This is the one people dismiss because it looks too easy. But your glutes, the muscles in your backside and outer hips, are major stabilizers. They help you stand, climb stairs, and keep the pelvis steady when you walk. Harvard Health pointed this out clearly in 2026. If those muscles get lazy, your knees and lower back often pay the price. Here's how to do it. Sitting, standing, or lying down, gently squeeze your buttock muscles together. Hold for a few seconds. Release. Repeat. Why does this make the list? Because it teaches wake up. It reminds muscles that have gone quiet to join the job again. And for many people over 60, that's the first win. Getting sleepy muscles to participate. If you've had recent hip surgery, severe back pain, or nerve symptoms, ask your own doctor or physical therapist which version fits your situation. Number 4. Heel to toe walking. This one looks like balance practice. It is, but it also teaches your lower legs and feet to control your body, one careful step at a time. CDC examples for older adults include heel to toe walking as a balance activity. Mayo Clinic also recommends it. You place the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other and walk in a straight line, slowly, with a counter or wall nearby if needed. Why is this on a leg strength list? Because strength that you cannot organize doesn't protect you very well. This drill trains the quiet stabilizers, ankles, calves, hips, and trunk to work together. And that matters more than people think, not glamorous. Very useful. Number 3. The single leg stand. This is the one that surprises people because it doesn't look like a workout, but it may tell you a lot about how your body handles real life. Harvard Health says single leg stands help with balance and strength because one leg has to support your full body weight. Mayo Clinic makes the same practical point. Try it near a counter or while brushing your teeth if you need a built-in habit. Start with both feet under you. Lightly hold a sturdy surface. Lift one foot a few inches. Hold. Then switch. Short hold. Clean posture. No rush. Why does it work? Because daily life is full of one-leg moments. Climbing stairs. Stepping into the tub. Getting into a car. Turning around in the kitchen. Every one of those asks one leg to do more for at least a second. Here's a shareable fact. Harvard Health listed a simple 5 times sit-to-stand benchmark. Ages 60 to 69, about 7.8 seconds. Ages 70 to 79, about 9.3 seconds. Ages 80 to 85, about 10.8 seconds. That is not a diagnosis, but it is a useful starting point to discuss with your own doctor if you're worried about mobility. Useful numbers, easy to remember. And in the comments, tell me this which is harder for you right now. Stairs, getting out of a chair, or balance on one leg. That helps me know where to go deeper in future videos. Number 2. Heel raises. Harvard Health included heel raises for a reason. They strengthen the calf muscles, improve ankle motion, and help the lower leg do one of its quiet jobs, pushing blood and movement upward, instead of letting everything feel heavy and flat. To do them, stand tall behind a sturdy chair or counter. Lift both heels, rise onto the balls of your feet, pause, then lower slowly. The pause matters, because control matters. Why do these work so well? Because your calves are involved every time you walk, step, or catch yourself. They are your final push-off muscles. Weak calves can make your stride shorter, slower, and less confident. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. They bounce. Don't bounce. Rise with control. Lower with control. The lowering part, the eccentric part, is where a lot of the training value lives. That's the braking system. And if you have Achilles pain, severe foot pain, or major balance trouble, ask your own doctor or physical therapist how to modify the move safely. Number 1. Sit to stands. This is the king of functional leg exercises after 60, and almost nobody practices it enough. Why is it number 1? Because the movement shows up everywhere. Chair, toilet, car seat, couch, restaurant booth, bed edge. You do versions of this all day long. CDC uses standing from a sitting position as an example of balance work for older adults. Harvard Health recommends sit to stands for lower body strength. And the 2019 experimental gerontology study I mentioned found that repeated sit-to-stand training improved knee extensor strength in frail older adults. That's 3 layers of support: practical, clinical, and real-world. Here's how to do it. Sit near the front of a sturdy chair. Feet under you, lean slightly forward from the hips. Stand up. Then lower yourself slowly with control. If you need help, use a higher chair first. Add a cushion. Use your hands lightly at the start. Progress is allowed. Perfection is not required. Picture this illustrative scenario. A 4-year-old retired electrician still drives, still meets friends for breakfast, but secretly dreads low chairs. He's not lazy, he's not broken. He just stopped practicing the exact movement he needs most. 2 sets of sit-to-stands most days can be far more useful for that problem than random leg lifts done without purpose. That's the difference. Relevance. And here's the larger rule. These 5 movements work because they train daily life. They cover rising, pushing, stabilizing, shifting, and trusting your legs again. If you only have 10 or 15 minutes, these give you a strong return. A simple weekly rhythm could look like this: sit to stands, heel raises, and glute sets on 2 or 3 non-consecutive days. Single leg stands and heel-to-toe walking, sprinkled in most days, for short practice. That fits the spirit of CDC guidance: strength plus balance, not one or the other. But don't make the beginner mistake of doing too much too soon. Leave 1 or 2 good reps in the tank. Use a sturdy support nearby. Pick form over speed, and if you have severe arthritis, neuropathy, Parkinson's disease, recent surgery, or you've been told to limit activity, talk to your own doctor before you begin, so the plan matches your body. Because the right exercise is helpful. The right exercise, at the wrong dose, for the wrong person, can be the wrong plan. Now, I want to answer the question I know may be in your head. Do I really need strength work if I already walk every day? Here's the honest answer. Walking is excellent. Keep it. But for many older adults, walking alone is not enough to rebuild the specific strength needed for stairs, low chairs, and quick corrections when balance slips. That's why the guidelines separate aerobic activity from muscle strengthening activity. They are related. They are not identical. Let me name the sources one more time, because you deserve to know where this comes from. The CDC guidance for older adults lays out the weekly targets: aerobic work, at least 2 days of muscle strengthening, and balance activity. The 2018 Physical Activity Guidelines for Americans, 2nd edition, gave the evidence framework behind that message. The National Institute on Aging explains the 4 pillars: endurance, strength, balance, and flexibility. Mayo Clinic gives practical examples for balance drills. Harvard Health in 2026 highlighted sit-to-stands, glute sets, heel raises, and single-leg stands. And the 2010 review in Aging Research Reviews. Plus the 2019 experimental gerontology sit-to-stand study support the idea that targeted resistance patterns improve lower body strength. That's the chain. Not hype, not wishful thinking. A chain of evidence. Now for the limits. And these matter. There are situations where you should call your doctor today, not next week. Today. Sudden chest pain, chest pressure, or unusual shortness of breath during light activity. New one-sided weakness, numbness, or a sudden change in walking. A calf that becomes swollen, hot, and tender. A fall followed by serious hip, knee, or back pain. Dizziness, fainting, or near fainting when you stand. Those are outside the scope of a video like this. They need direct evaluation. And one more thing. If leg weakness is new, fast, or clearly getting worse, don't assume it's just age. Ask your own doctor what's behind it. That question matters. Let me run through the core points quickly. 1. Leg weakness after 60 is often a mix of strength, balance, and confidence. 2. Walking is valuable, but it may not be enough by itself to rebuild the strength you need for daily tasks. 3. The 5 most useful patterns here are glute sets, heel-to-toe walking, single-leg stands, heel raises, and sit-to-stands. 4. The best exercises are the ones that transfer into real life. 5. Consistency beats complexity, every time. Here's the whole message in one sentence. Stronger legs after 60 usually come from simple, repeatable movements that train the exact tasks your life keeps asking you to do. And if you have a parent, or a spouse, or a friend, this applies to. This is worth 60 seconds of their time. Send it to them. If this helped you see something new, subscribe. Next week, I'm walking through the chair rise test and what your time may reveal about strength, balance, and independence. And in the comments, I'd love to hear which of these 5 are you most likely to start with this week. There's one thing I still haven't told you. The way you breathe during these movements can make them feel steadier or harder. And it's part of why that next chair rise video matters. Take good care of yourselves. I'll see you next week. This video is for general educational and informational purposes only. It is not medical advice and does not create a doctor-patient relationship. Please always consult your own qualified healthcare provider for diagnosis and treatment. Illustrative scenarios in this video are composites. All identifying details have been changed to protect privacy. Any resemblance to a specific individual is unintentional. Portions of this video use AI-assisted voiceover and visuals.